So we'll begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. Try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. And also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And begin to move your awareness inward, away from the external environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. And begin to concentrate that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils, giving yourself the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then, without judgment or frustration, to lift your awareness up from those distractions and to place it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then, when the mind feels more calm, we'll generate a broad, altruistic motivation for our time. We take a moment to recognize that just like oneself, and just like one's loved ones, All sentient beings deeply wish to be happy, deeply wish to be free of even the slightest negativity. There's absolutely no difference between oneself and any other sentient being in that regard. And so to use this life, this perfect human rebirth, to secure only our own interests would be to ignore our true potential, to develop our mind, to be able to work for the benefit of all sentient beings who have a claim to being happy, to being free of suffering that is equal to one's own. And so being successful in that goal would depend upon transforming our own mind, becoming deeply familiar with constructive states of mind, those that naturally, spontaneously support beneficial actions, separating ourselves from the influence of destructive states of mind, those that agitate, disturb our own peace of mind, often motivate us to act in ways that harm others. And by transforming the mind, we'll be able to be of genuine benefit to others, helping them to secure their own welfare. So we take that as the purpose of our time. With that motivation, we will continue familiarizing ourselves with the four outlines of karma from last week. The third outline of karma, that karma is personal. The ripening of karma can only happen in relation to a karmic seed or a karmic potential that had been laid down in the past by this mind, the mind that is currently connected to this form. This mind is beginningless and endless, and it's been connected to many other forms in the past. And when we experience a ripening of karma, that potential was laid down by the same mental continuum that we ourselves are experiencing in this moment. So, with this feature of karma, we can take personal responsibility for our future. By understanding this feature of karma, we become deeply motivated to engage in virtue, understanding that we will be the beneficiaries of that virtue. And we become deeply motivated to avoid non virtue, understanding that we will inherit that suffering experience. This also helps us relate constructively to our present experiences, not blaming those around us or our circumstances for our challenges, and being able to rejoice in our good fortune, understanding it to be the fruit of our own past practice. So begin by thinking of those present experiences, those in this life, those that have been challenging, and try to see that although they are not our fault, they are our responsibility, that no one can shift our karma but ourselves. And then begin to think as well of the fortunate circumstances that have characterized your life. The fact that you live in relative safety and comfort in a time and a place where you're able to follow your own spiritual path. That path is complete, existing in the world, understood. how easy it is to access teachings, and seeing all of that too as the fruit of your past practice. Try to feel a sense of joy in the mind, that mass of virtue. And then try to realize that if I myself do wish to be happy, do wish to be free of suffering, then I must create the karmic causes of happiness and I must avoid the karmic causes of suffering. I must find every opportunity to engage in virtue, to avoid non virtue. And try to be resolved to work cooperatively with this outline of karma. And then the fourth outline of karma is that once a karmic seed or karmic potential is laid down in the mind, that karma is never lost, no matter how long it takes. When the causes and conditions come together for that karma to ripen as experience, if there hasn't been a counteracting force on that karma, it will ripen as experience. This applies to, as with all of the outlines, both positive and negative karma. So, this idea of the counteracting force with regard to negative karma is a useful understanding. This outline itself can generate a sense of concern, urgency with regard to our negative karma, but we join that with the understanding of the counteracting force, the power of purification of negative karma. So, this gives rise to an interest to learn more about purification, to explore integrating it into our practice so that we can have that counteracting force, so that our negative karmas don't have to ripen as suffering experience. And then, with regard to positive karma, we are reminded to avoid counteracting forces as we want that positive karma to ripen. So, positive karma can be weakened in the same way that a negative karma can be weakened with regret. If we engage in virtue and then regret it, then that positive karma is weakened. So, using this understanding, try to give rise to an interest in purification, understanding that any negative karma can be purified. There is a counteracting force we can apply. We are not destined uncontrollably to experience suffering, and also be resolved to rejoice in your virtuous actions, to never regret them, to never engage in an action that would weaken them. So think along these lines and give rise to that determination. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings, without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly find perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve this state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.